Well, good evening. With What's Next, I'm Anne-Marie Tiernan with Sean Ash tonight, and boy, oh boy, we have been enjoying just what we call glorious weather here at Channel 13, and I hope you've been enjoying it as well. And when we look ahead to Wednesday, what can we expect?
About the same.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, we had 84 yesterday, 84 today, at least in the metro area. The state tomorrow going to be kind of split in half. The farther east northeast, a little bit cooler. Farther west southwest, closer to 90 over in Terre Haute. 90. We'll be here in the middle. We'll be in the middle. So mid 80s here. Let me show you what's going on with live Doppler 13 radar at this hour. You know, last night this time, we had some spotty showers and some rumbles of thunder. That's not the case now. 71 here in Indy, 65 in Richmond. Watch the temperatures and focus on the far east side of the state. Might even have a few locations near the Ohio state line that might get into the upper 40s overnight. It's going to be comfortable tomorrow morning, a quick warm up, and then this is what we'll have tomorrow afternoon. We're forecasting about 85 in Indy. I think Terre Haute might get close to 90, but then contrast that to what's going to be happening in Richmond and Muncie, a little bit closer to 80 degrees. Overall, though, it is going to be just about a carbon copy of a day for us here. Now, in the long-range forecast, impacts potentially to weekend plans.
Uh-oh. So we're talking about some of the football games and stuff like that? Could be some
Friday
rain?
night, I think we're okay. Saturday, Sunday, potentially could have some showers, rumbles of thunder. So I'll talk a little more about that at 11 o'clock here, just based on some of the new data that's coming in.
You know, the rain's supposed to come during the week, so it can be clear skies for the weekend. You know that, don't you? That's as we've ordered.
We had a great weekend last weekend, so they all can't be sunny.
I'm still going to find a way to blame Sean.
You know it, I know it, I know it. Yep.
All right, well, we have a couple stories today that really touch our hearts that we want to share with you. I don't know, perhaps you are aware of this or not, but there's a local mother who had a baby, and she's in the hospital with COVID. Such a serious case that there really was concern that it was destroying her lungs and that she might even be a good candidate for one of these double lung transplants. I mean, you don't want to do that. It really is a last resort. Rich and I talked with the father, who is so hopeful that this mom is going to survive and be able to meet her now 1-month-old newborn son.
Huxley Carver is 1 month old, born August 27th by emergency C-section several weeks early, but at home now and with his sisters doing fine, except Huxley has never seen his mother. Autumn Carver went on life support at Methodist Hospital the day she delivered her son.
The last time I heard her voice was the 25th of August. The last time we really communicated was the 27th. She did smile at me on Sunday twice, and she gave me a half smirk yesterday. She squeezed my hand multiple times, but she's highly sedated right now.
Zach and Autumn Carver both got COVID-19 last month. Zach just had a high fever, but the virus attacked Autumn's lungs. She went into Community South Hospital, onto a ventilator, then was flown to Methodist Hospital just 2 days later to deliver her baby and go on life support.
Zach and Autumn had suffered through the heartache of miscarriages. So after consulting with their doctor, they both decided not to get the COVID-19 vaccine during their pregnancy.
Doctors thought that Autumn, an active 34-year-old who did CrossFit, might need a double lung transplant.
Her CT scans are showing improvement and her x-rays are showing improvement on healing. It's just going to take a long time.
Zach's parents are taking care of 5-year-old Harlow and 3-year-old Sadie. Autumn's parents are taking care of baby Huxley.
I'm forever grateful for everybody's support and love, and then that's what I'd be asking for anybody watching this or thinking about Autumn, is to say prayers for her and for her healing, her lungs to heal.
This month, the high school sweethearts celebrated 19 years together and 9 years married in the hospital, where Zach spends every moment he can.
Being by her side and holding her hand and whispering she's going to be okay and to keep fighting, and she's responded multiple times with a head nod or a blink of an eye or something, so I know that she's fighting with all she has, and I just have to be standing by her side.
Patiently praying for healing.
So certainly it's a pretty severe situation there. And I guess the good news is that they're thinking maybe the lung transplant won't be a viable option, and so that maybe the healing will continue there.
Just, heart hurts for that family, Because a tough decision. I mean, as Rich said, they talked to their doctor, and based on their, past.
Right, with miscarriages.
Just hopefully time will heal this up and everything will turn out okay. So.
Yeah, but she's one of those examples. She's someone who's younger. She's someone who was physically fit, and it really got her.
And to me, that is what, I don't know, fascinate is, it intrigues me how it can happen like that.
Right.
I've got some friends, back home, perfectly, younger, someone that doesn't fit that mold, you would think, long hauler,
Yeah.
And that's what it just intrigues me about this whole thing. So
Right.
I really hope everything turns out okay.
Me too. And
Yeah.
I think part of their message too is, that the state health department is consistent with is to go get the vaccine if you qualify, certainly. So Glenn Wright says he's praying, and Karen Gibson Flynn and Mary Solberger, thank you so much. I'm sure that this family just covered your prayers so much. Also, we have a viewer here who says, I'm having a really bad day. I hate to hear that. So hope to cheer you up tonight, and
Glenn praying, Karen praying, Susan, Mary, greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Anastasia, who's from Syracuse, New York, says, I'm having a horrible day. And I just want to give you some encouragement. I have always just found that tomorrow is a new day. Sometimes you put your head on the pillow and it's just like, how much more can I take? Or things seem so dark. But there is always light at the end of the tunnel, and just don't consider ever that the current circumstance that you have just in this moment is how things are going to stay, because things will change, and things do get better. Now, Dave Calabro, it's his birthday today. Happy
working
birthday.
His birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Well, he's still in the same decade. It's not a milestone for that, but he is approaching 30 years here at Channel 13.
That's crazy. We looked at that. He started here May of 1992. Of course, we've been at the track since, I believe, 1985. So, what a career.
Yeah, and he's just got that voice. I'll tell you, I've emceed a couple of events with him, and you hear him out there at the track, and he has a way of just like being able to capture the significance of a moment, the enthusiasm of a moment, or the tragedy of a moment with his delivery. It is a true
He's
gift.
A gift. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I just have to say, I mean, I've traveled, with him, with our team, covering some of our Olympians, and Dave just makes work fun. I mean, he just kind of walks in the room and he's a game changer.
You're right. It's good, because we're now back in the newsroom. So I remember the first time I had to do a double take. I'm like, I haven't seen you forever.
Oh, it's been a year. I've seen you on TV.
You kind of pick up where you left off, and so it was good to see his face.
Yeah. So happy birthday, Dave. I hope that you're out celebrating with Lisa tonight and your boys. Maybe they were able to come in from the East Coast and visit you. That would be great. Another story that Dave filed on his birthday, this is an important story, because it's about a community reaching out and supporting a young person who's facing quite a health battle in Shelby County. Yeah,
and we see these stories a lot too, where someone in need, and the rallying, not just from that one community, but from the surrounding area. All coming together to make this family feel better. Right, and it really does restore your faith in the good of people, that, is there evil in this world? Yes. Is there more good than bad? I truly believe that there is. I'm with you on that. All right, here's Rich Knight's story.
Hi everybody, welcome to Morristown, home of the Yellow Jackets. We're about 45 miles southeast of downtown Indianapolis. This community loves their basketball big time, and one of their players is in need right now, and everybody is rallying around because they are Q-strong. In a town known for its yellow school colors, you'll notice a whole lot of orange. Orange ribbons are everywhere, supporting Quentin Batten, the star basketball player.
The diagnosis that they thought it was fatal. So when we get the phone call that it's just leukemia, It's a whole lot better than being fatal.
Amen.
So-
He's got to fight now, right?
Yep.
Right.
We have a name, we have something to fight against, and it's a whole lot better than what we thought it was initially.
The school day goes on without Q while he's in the hospital, but you can see and feel his presence everywhere in the halls. Basketball is taking a back seat to real life. Has this motivated you guys more as a team?
I believe it put into perspective like how quickly things can change, and just to take it one day at a time and to make the most of it.
Neighboring schools are now supporting Q Strong. Shelbyville's football team wore a number 33 wristbands. And at New Powell, the cheerleaders and fans wore orange Q Strong t-shirts. Greenfield fans showed up wearing orange as well.
It's just still just a community of love. And we talk about how God's brought all of these people into our lives at different points. And they're not maybe blood relatives, but they're family.
One extended family supporting their own. Quentin will miss his senior year of basketball, but the coach still has high expectations for Q.
We actually talked about, I texted me the other day and I said, you're not done with this. I said, you're still the captain on this team. And I know he's going to lead and not exactly the way he thought he was this year, but I said, it's going to look different, but you're still the leader, you're still the captain of this team, and I still expect pretty big contributions from you.
Quentin's fight is just beginning. This family is leaning on their faith and friends.
The first time we were in the hospital, he said, Mom, I think I've known that something's been wrong with me. And I just didn't know how to say what it was. But he's probably been braver than we have through the whole thing. He's courageous. He doesn't bat an eye. When it comes time for chemo, he gets up and he's ready to just move on to the next step. So I think that makes him pretty special.
The next time you see the color orange, think of Quentin Batten, a basketball player bringing a community together without even making a basket.
It is great to see that community with sport. And, it's just, the parents are saying, oh, thank goodness it's leukemia.
Right.
I mean, it just shows the context there.
Yeah, look, as a parent, right, that's your fear. That's one of your biggest fears in life. You don't want anything like that to happen to your kid. And it's hard to see them go through this, but
right.
What a touching moment to see these other communities come into these games and offering that support. And so I hope that will help them through this time.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he's 6 to 9 months. He's going to be in the hospital, so he's going to miss most, if not all, of his senior year. He's not going to be able to play on the team, but that's not what's important. Right. It's that he gets well, that he feels the support, and his family feels supported as they go through this. Yeah, well, it's
obvious
time.
from the story. He's touched a lot of lives already, so I think that will continue.
Yes, Q Strong.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're working on a lot for the news at 11 o'clock tonight. We've got some of the latest on what could happen if the federal government does have to shut down because they haven't been able to come to an agreement on funding. Yeah. It could have an impact on, for example, kids that are foster kids that rely on some of these federal funds. It's guaranteed money, but if the government shuts down Thursday night at midnight, some of those funds could be at play, and there's many other things. So we take a look at what could be the potential impact of that. We'll be fine-tuning that forecast for the weekend. Yeah. And don't worry, Angela and Scott are going to be coming back soon, and we're keeping the seats warmers, seat fillers now.
Miss Angela will be here tomorrow. She's had some nice quality time with her husband, and had a chance to go see Grace play golf too. So golf was Grace was in a tournament. So
up in Michigan, and it looked like they were having just a wonderful time. So they're about to be back. And also, I just want to say on Facebook, Nicholas Powell, a man who is from Ohio that we did a story on here at WTHR that now is living in Florida, is reaching out and saying hi. And I just want to say, hey, Nicholas, I know that you've had some health struggles, and I hope that you're doing well. And just one more takeaway there from Quentin's mother. She said, he knew that something wasn't right with his body for some time. And I think so many times when I've been talking with people, after they've had a serious diagnosis, they say, I was busy. I was, I knew something was wrong. There was a change in, this or a change in that. And they just didn't follow up. And it's always like they want to tell their story to say, look,
listen to
your body.
Yeah.
Take the time, go in. Hey, if if they run some tests and they say all fine,
That's right.
that's good news.
Yeah.
And if not, and they found something early, the earlier things
And
are
that's
found.
it, right?
Yeah,
That's been proven.
Right.
Early
it
detection.
makes a huge
Yeah,
difference in your
yeah.
prognosis.
Yeah.
So if Quentin can have that impact on you and inspire you that something isn't right and you want to go check it out, I know that would make the Batten family so happy. See you tonight at 11.